So I think it's really cool on the album that you have one song that's 10 minutes long, and you got another one that's a minute long. So it's not necessarily that you did like a commercially, you know, the usual BS, so to speak. And I love that about the album.
Well, it's kind of annoying these days that the length of a song has somehow become an issue.
Yes.
Do you know that you're supposed to write, you know, either, well, you're supposed to write songs that fit the radio or songs that people don't get bored with, even though they last more than 4 minutes. And there's a certain lame aspect to that. So in a sense, it was good. You know, we didn't do it because of that, but it sure was a relief in a way that you can do it still.
Mm-hmm.
You know, popular music's changed a lot. You know, if you think of the Monkees songs or whatever, they never clocked over 3 minutes, probably. So a lot of the old pop stuff, that's like 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Now the latest Amy Winehouse album is pretty close to that as well. So it's just, the song starts, there's a vocal, there's a chorus, there's a vocal, there's a chorus, maybe a tiny little middle section, chorus and an end. And that's beautiful in a short story sort of a way as well, that you really get straight to the point. But you know, I guess for commercial reasons, radios back in the day, maybe in the 80s or late 70s, started having the 3.5 minute thing, because, you know, then they can play within an hour, within one program, they can play a certain amount of songs and include a certain amount of commercials in between. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason for radio edits, for example. And it still happens in some countries like Germany, for example. It's hard to get on mainstream radio stations if you don't have an edit of a song. But I don't mind myself, because at the end of the day, you know, if somebody hears a shorter version of, let's say, Sleepwalking Past Hope and gets really into it, that means that that particular person maybe goes onto the iTunes or goes into a record store and buys the album. So it's a demonstration, a demo of the entire thing in that sense. And also then the overindulgence, you know, probably Cokefield or whatever, you know, think bands like Yes or King Crimson. They got a bit out of hand in the 70s as well with the prog bands, you know. Some of the stuff's really good, but some of it's like, it's like a wankathon. There's too many things, you know, too many things going on. Everybody trying to prove that they're the fastest or most creative artists when it comes to, you know, it shouldn't matter whether songs are, you know, short or long, you know. Mm-hmm.
It's just that, you know, there were so many short songs around that I kind of noticed that I started having like a musical attention span of like a grapefruit.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. It was like just when something was, you know,
like
longer than what you're used to, then you're sort of started feeling query about it. And I don't think that's very good.
It'll probably happen to me as well if I'm starting with my fruitarianism.
Oh yeah, maybe it will turn it into a grapefruit.
Probably. You are what you eat, man. I'm going to be a fruit.
You're what? You better not say
and
that.
Then when you're
that's going to end up on the internet, and you're going to hear weird stories about yourself.
Me saying that I'm fruit.
No,
I mean, there's some
we're not
strange
talking
stuff
about
anyway.
fruit, but being actual fruit.
Yeah, well, you are what you eat, man. So I'll be.
And then when you go old, you will be a raisin.
Could be. Or like a sun-dried tomato or something.
Could be that.
You never know.
Depends how much
which
sun
time
you
of
get.
I'm just fucking around with my diet at the moment, so I'm going for.
Why are you screwing up your diet?
I've been a vegetarian for ages, but I read
completely.
Yeah, well, no fish, no. I do eat dairy products, so I do cheese on top of bread or whatever, but and eggs occasionally. But I read about fruitarianism. You know, not being a vegetarian, but fruitarian. So you eat just fruit. And it's pretty tough. You have dietary supplements and stuff like that, but then it's no dairy products. Basically everything that just falls off a tree. So, not everything that falls off a tree. No, I wasn't meaning that, but you don't kill the plant.
Right.
So you don't do rice or anything like that. So,
wow.
just go for it. Let's see what happens.